Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here on Sunday, June 9th, money-making Sunday, man. NBA Finals Game 2 Sunday. And of course, we have a full schedule of Major League Baseball. Hey, man. I'm excited. I'm pumped up. Here to talk some sports with the guys, man. I thought yesterday's show was a really good show. I thought overall, everybody gave out a ton of winners. And I thought there was some good banter. That's one of the main reasons why I love doing these weekend shows, bringing in a lot of different guys. So I'm pretty sure we're in for some more fireworks today. So let's go ahead and hop right in and see the guys. What's up, Mitch? How you doing today, my man?
I'm lonely again, man. The second time you've done it to me in 3 days. I mean, I was lonely, man. I was like all ready to some ass slapping and high fiving. It's like Kyle Gibson's pitching. It's like, oh man, they're giving away money. It's like they got us at plus money. Kyle Gibson's pitching. It's like the world squares are all over the Cardinals. And I look up and Jay's not there once again. I don't know what's going on.
I know, man. Me and the Rockies got a love-hate relationship going on right now. Like when I'm on them, they lose, and when I'm off them, they win. So it's like, we got a love-hate going on right now. I
don't have a pick in the game today, so you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. So that's what's going on there.
I thought for sure because we talked about it on the show. But anyways, not a big deal.
Yes, sir. Side chat-wise, I seen you had we was texting on the side here, so you had a pretty nice day yesterday.
Yeah, I had a good day, but it's, we're only as good as today, and you guys could always see all of our results over at the website every day. So you guys know, man, yesterday, no guarantee of today, and, we've all had days. And to be honest with you, I really liked yesterday's card. I think, Giovanni and I were both off on the Mets, but I think most of the other plays that we kind of saw eye to eye on where it was just like, the public's plays were just lined up to get run over. And Romanelli said he's coming. He said he just got the link.
Hello.
Hello. So, it just seemed that there was a lot of plays like that. And it's like, when you're on that many of the other side, it's like you're not going to hit every one of them. But it's like the ones that you do hit are big money. And we caught a lot of those. So, it's just the way that it goes. Today, I don't see the same kind of card. I don't. I think today is a lot harder than yesterday. At least for the way that I bet, it's a lot tougher card.
Fair enough. We'll break it down in detail here in a second. Ruffalo, I ain't seen you in like a week, it feels like. It's only been a couple days, but what's happening?
Yeah, some R&R. I was a little bit under the weather the last couple days, but happy to be back. Yeah, yesterday was, one of those days. I bet the Nerfy in that Blue Jay game. And, of course, it was the first time in 30 games where they score a run in the first inning. It was just that kind of afternoon.
I know. I brought it up on the show yesterday, too. I said, they ain't scored a run in the first inning in 30 games. And there they go.
Murphy's Law. But, it's excited to talk about today's card. I, was trying to narrow it down. There's a lot of spots that I like, but, I had to show a little bit of restraint. But I'm excited to chop it up and get back to it. It's been a couple days, but ready to go.
I like that as in segment name there, Nerfy's Law or Yerfy's Law.
There you go.
I kind of like that.
Yeah. Sir. Another guy I ain't talked to and it feels like 2 weeks, man. Ron Romanelli. What's happening?
Yeah, who are you, stranger? I haven't talked to you in a little while, but I'm doing well. I agree with Mitch. I think this is a pretty tricky card today. I think yesterday there was a few more value spots, but I'm excited to go through it, and obviously a big game for you tonight, and full WNBA card as well.
Yes, sir. You've been diving in the WNBA this season?
Yeah, I've been dipping my toes in the water a little bit. Yeah, still getting acquainted with it, but I think there's a lot of good spots, just like other sports where we're starting to see more lines that we I guess a few years ago we didn't really get as much betting action on these sports, but you can find some soft lines and take advantage.
It's kind of like some of those small colleges where they didn't have lines for years, and now all of a sudden there's lines on every game. They go 6 digits, the rotation numbers, but there's lines on them, and they're used to like You would see some of these teams, the tournament would roll around or their conference tournaments, and it'd be like they're 1-6 against the spread in their last, whatever. And it's like, yeah, those games were 17 years ago. It's like, but now it's like, and you want to bet on Montana State? It's right there. It's all yours. Florida A&M. I'm betting that.
Those are my guys.
I'm betting that shit.
Sure. Jovan, my man, how you doing today?
I'm all right. Decent day yesterday. 3-2 overall. 3-0 on the base path. So, swept the board there. Looking like I'm starting to get hard once again in the majors. It's just one of those things where I refrained from a lot yesterday, but goddamn, everything would have hit. It was one of those things where a lot of the plus money action that I usually back, I didn't back. Those hit. The ones that I did play, those definitely hit. So yeah, all's well on this side. Hopefully, it happens again. But today's slate is a lot different from yesterday's slate. I'll say that. And then there's a factor of these teams that's been connecting. Are they going for the sweep, or is the other team gonna salvage one? So that's always tough one to get away Sunday.
Yes, sir. I agree with a lot of what you said there. We'll talk about it here in a second. Talk about that baseball. You ready for the finals? Game 2 tonight?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The Celtics in position right now. That could change, right? There's adjustments that, of course, are going to be made. Let's see if the execution is going to follow suit with those adjustments.
Yes, sir. There you go. Game 2, the adjustment game is basically what I usually call it. Kurt, what's happening, Brody? How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? Yeah, I started off yesterday tough. I gave a free play. I had over under 9.5 in that London series game. Bases loaded, 1 out. JD Martinez grounds into that double play to end the game, cashes the under, had the over, and that kind of set my tone for the day. Didn't have too good of a day on the diamond. Don't really like today's card's a little tough, as everyone's been saying, but I like the NBA and the WNBA card, so I see a lot of value in there today.
Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. For me yesterday, solid day. Looking to keep it rolling. Like Mitch says, you can check it all out. Pick Dogs Premium. Looks like we already missed that Mets-Phillies. We can live bet it, though. Y'all know we're here. Degenerates at its best. Or at least I am. I'll speak for myself. Let's talk about it. So if y'all want to talk about Mets-Phillies, top of the first one out, if you got a live bet or anything like that, you can throw it in there. But we'll do Giants and the Rangers. Giants been kicking the crap out of my Rangers this series. Braves, Nationals, and Twins, Pirates. Mitch, batting first. Hit a home run. Lead us off.
Yeah, this is interesting, matchups here once again. I like the over in this Phillies-Mets game. I know they're 2 outs in the top of the first, but that doesn't mean Taijuan Walker's anywhere near out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination. I think both teams could go over the total in this one. That zoomed. It was 10, then 10.5, and it was 11.5 right before the first pitch. So I think even here, if you can live bet it and get a lower number because the Mets are, 2 outs in the top of the first, by all means, take a shot at it. I think the Rangers avoid the sweep here against the Giants. I think Wynn's not as bad as his numbers are. Nate Eovaldi sub 3, but it hasn't really been that. It's the Rangers bullpen lack of the lack of really the rotation. They're in the point where the rotation's not set until 20 minutes before the game starts. So it's like when you have all this uncertainty within the team, you're not going to be at your best. And I think, the Rangers and Giants, both of their best days are ahead. I don't like it enough to bet it, but Rangers are my pick there. The Braves Nationals. I love the Braves in this one. They've got this pitcher, this kid. Oh man, this is like the guy, right? He was he's got to be the first one out of the 2023 draft class to hit the majors. I mean, but because he played college, right? So the guys who played college had a little bit more experience. But this guy's everything. He's going to be amazing. He actually ranks ahead of Schwellenbach in the Braves organization. They brought Schwellenbach up first for some reason. I don't understand why they do that, but they did. And this guy's actually ahead of him. And you could see the price on this game, even with Fried scratched, in that 170 range. That's how good he is. And it's, I would say, not quite Skeens, but different stuff, right? Sweepers, all that other, he's got the full Monty. This is the type of guy that why the Braves are a great team for, 25 years and why they always have a good pitching staff, because they got guys like this, in the pipeline, at all times. And, first round draft choice for the Atlanta Braves, if you're a pitcher, a lot of the times it's going to work out for you. So I really expect the Braves to come up big in this one. The run line is prohibitive as well. There's just not enough meat on the bone there for me. So I'm going to sit back and watch that one as a fan. Jared Jones, to expect him to repeat the performance that he had against the Dodgers last time is unrealistic. But at the same time, Twins, streaky bad, streaky good. They're on a bad streak right now. And I know they're trying to avoid the sweep, but Bailey Ober, he had a rough start to the season. He kind of smoothed things out. Now he's getting roughed up again. I'm not feeling the Twins right now. Not feeling the mojo. So Pirates for me.
There you go. Ruffalo, franchise player. What you got for him?
Yeah, I'm taking the Pirates in that one as well. Ober 6.60 ERA in his last 3 starts, 5.50 ERA on the road. The Twins have, for the better part of the season, had a high strikeout rate against right-handed pitching. So a guy like Jared Jones, who can easily hit 99, 100 with regularity, I think he's going to be striking out a lot of bats. I'd look at the over on his strikeout prop, but I also like the Pirates in that one. Like Mitch said, streaky good, streaky bad until they turn around. I can't get on him here. And I am going to take the Rangers as well. A lot of the same things. Keaton Wynn, probably a better pitcher than his numbers would indicate, but yeah, Eovaldi, I think, is just a better pitcher. He was really efficient in that last start. He only went 5 2/3. I think he threw like 71 pitches. So he could probably go a lot deeper in today's game. And the Rangers bullpen has actually been pretty good in the last couple of weeks. A 2.20 staff ERA. So I think they do enough here off of Keaton Wynn to avoid the sweep here. So give me the Rangers.
Mr. Rundown.
Yeah, I'm going with the Pirates here as well. Jared Jones has pitched really well at PNC Park this season, 37 innings, sub-2 ERA, good strikeout numbers. Ober's, like Chris mentioned, not in good form, giving up a lot of sharp contact, extra base hits, home runs, even the walks recently, which is not something we're used to seeing from a guy like Ober. But, strikeout numbers have dipped. He's not pitching deep into ball games. It's just been really bad for him recently. And I think the Pirates, while they're not an offensive juggernaut, that's for sure, should be able to find a run or two early. So that's why I take them in the first 5 innings in the money line. I don't think that they have the advantage in the bullpen. So if it is a close game late, I could see Minnesota finding the W. So I'll just take Pittsburgh in the first 5 innings.
Kurt.
Yeah, I'm going to take the live over in the Mets-Phillies game as well. I mean, we got Walker and Quintana on the mound. I've been reading articles about this field. A lot of it say it's similar to Coors Field. The over-under set at 10.5 still, but it's at minus 138. They just got a runner on first, no outs to start the bottom of the first. Mets score the most runs away from home in the MLB, and the Phillies score a lot of runs as well. Give me the live over 10.5. Giants, Rangers, I'm also looking at the Rangers here. When the Rangers win, they usually cover the run line, so I'm going to lay the plus money on the Rangers run line at plus 132 is what I'm getting it at. Braves, Nationals, I'm staying away from this one, completely honest. I don't know what to expect here. And I'm on the Pirates, just same with everyone. I don't trust Ober. And the Pirates have a decent minus 116 price, which I really like.
There you go. You heard it from Kurt. Jovan, you know the slot, my man?
Tell it to me again.
We got the if you want to live bet that Mets Phillies, Then we got Giants, Rangers, Braves, Nationals, Twins, Pirates.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that one, live betting that. Not, at least not right now. Well, you have to have eyes on it, in order to live bet it really. So, if I don't have eyes on the game, I'm not live betting it. So, no real opinion on that. Prior to the game starting, I would have said the over, but yeah, that's how I play live betting. If I have eyes on something I see some things happening, you can get a preemptive strike on that. But
It's happening. So it is happening.
right,
Yeah, I got
yeah.
eyes on it, and it is happening. So
So yeah, so hey, take it from take it from Mitch. Get on it right now.
yeah, might be losing that over. Might be going to the 14-15 range if Bryce Harper makes some contact here.
So I'm gonna lean Pirates in this one. I I fade the Twins when I can. And now is a good time to fade them. Quite frankly, Bailey Ober with his straight heat, that goes the other way often at times. At other times he does pitch well enough, but just not enough movement on his fastball to my liking. It's always been like that with him. Jared Jones, he pitched really well against the Dodgers in his last start. So I look for him to continue, his pitching form, his current pitching form against the Twins, who we all know they're a light hitting ball club. They've gotten shut out in back-to-back games. Can it happen again? Who knows? I'm banking on it though. So the Pirates.
Hey man, my top play yesterday was the Pirates. I'm on the Pirates again today. It's simple, bro. I'm just gonna keep preaching it. I'm just gonna keep preaching it. Them Twins, they the 50-50 Twins, man. When they hot, you just ride them boys. You just ride them. When they cold, you just fade them. Last year they would win one, lose one. This year is just they go hot and cold, but ultimately they're around 500. It's crazy how it happens. Until they win a game, bro, we're just gonna keep fading them. Remember, they have the longest losing streak this season in Major League Baseball. Don't they also have the longest winning streak? They're that team. So I ain't switching up on that. I'm with everybody on the Pirates. I'm with everybody on my Rangers today too. I'm laying the run line. Kurt stole my saying, man. When the Rangers win, they win dominantly, and it's just the truth. Look at their last 10 wins. I think they're all on that run line. So when they win, pretty dominantly. I would lay some runs there if you're going to play it. Win, it's probably a spot he gets lit up. Eovaldi starting to get back into Eovaldi, best pitcher in the postseason last year form. I'm just saying. So I'll rock with my Rangers today at home at the crib day game to avoid the sweep. That Phillies Mets game, I'd lay the run line, probably Phillies or whatever it is. Lay a couple runs with the Phillies.
Not gonna get anything with the bases loaded, nobody out.
Oh yeah, so damn. So yeah, yeah,
nothing.
Yeah, I didn't have it up. But they're gonna kill him again, probably. So sorry, I was late.
I don't know if they kill him. I think there's gonna be a lot of freaking runs.
You think so? You think? I don't know. I'm a Taiwan guy, so.
Oh, he's terrible, man.
Nah, leave my.
You're a couple of your guys that are not having great years.
Taiwan gonna have a solid start. Y'all might still get that over off them Phillies though. And then that Nationals Braves. It's a no play.
I'd like to end game a bomb grand slam here.
You probably can.
I like it.
You probably can. All right. Next slot, fellas. Let's do it. We got the O's and the Rays. Rays are just ass. We got the Cubs and the Reds, and we got the Guardians and the Marlins. I'll lead off here, man. Hey, I'll be talking to y'all about them Twins, and the other team I'll be talking to y'all about is them Reds. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. When they hot, they hot. When they cold, they cold. When they hot, just ride them. If there's one thing I want y'all to take from this, man, for the season, is when the Twins are cold, fade them. When the Reds are hot, take them. I know it's Imanaga on the mound, but we've seen Imanaga get hit recently. So, we've seen that. I think Cubs minus 125 with Imanaga tells you everything you need to know. This is a guy that's been overrated and overvalued all season long. Not really overrated, but I would say overvalued, kind of. But I don't know. He's really good, but you get what I'm saying. And now it's low today, man. Everybody thinks the Cubs avoid the sweep. Imanaga's the stopper. Nope. Ain't happening, Captain. It ain't happening. I'm on the Reds. I think they stay hot, especially at home day game. Only give me plus 105. Give me the Reds. I'm not hating on Imanaga. I'm just calling it like it is. I'm just calling it like it is. The Guardians probably light up the Marlins today again. If I were to bet it, it'd be a Guardians run line trying to get some plus money in this game. The Guardians, I'm here to tell y'all, they have an offense this year. It's crazy. The Guardians have an offense this year, and that's scary. That's why their record's so good. We know the Guardians in years past, they play well at home. They've had decent pitching. It was their offense that was the concern. They've seemed to fix that this season. You can really get you some good plus money attacking the run lines with the Guardians. I would attack it here. I think we're getting plus 150. Give me Guardians run line. I'm done with the Rays. Rod warned me yesterday about the Rays. Everybody been warning me about the Rays. I don't know why I done hopped on the Rays all of a sudden. They're ass. I was the leader last season and telling everybody that they're garbage. They're still garbage. Littell's not going to be the stopper. I hate betting Baltimore, really, if y'all want me to be honest with y'all. I hate betting Baltimore, but sometimes you just got to call a spade a spade. If I were to play it, I wouldn't lay a run line with the O's. I would just take them straight up money line. So that's what I like here in the slot. Money man, Mitch, your turn.
I like the Marlins. I think that the Guardians are just trash-ass hitters against lefties. 135 over the last 5 games, and it ain't much better over their last 10. Rogers is the better option over Carrasco, who really is not much. And the Marlins, of course, crushing right-handed pitching as well. I think the Marlins have a decided edge in this game, and they haven't shown anything that leads me to believe that they're going to back down from the Guardians in this game. I like the Reds as well. I've been fading Imanaga a ton this season, so I got some wood to chop to try and get back to even on them. We did catch that reverse run line on that Brewers game against them, and we did catch last time against the White Sox. I mean, he gave up 5 runs, but only one of them was charged to him, whatever the hell that means. But he was on the mound and runs across the plate. I think that's I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but put it this way. Bats are hitting balls and against him, and I expect that to happen today. Frankie Montas is, I mean, once again, kind of like Jared Jones last time out, monster start, like an off the chart, outlier start. But, that's not his resume. 1 hit over 7 innings is not Frankie Montas. Frankie Montas is head scratching talent, squandered. I mean, that's what he is. I like the Reds. I don't trust them as much as some other people probably do. And I think they've been lucky to escape in the 9th inning with a win the last 2 days against the Cubs. They have certainly outplayed them the bulk of the game, but man, that bullpen at the end of the game, they're making these games very, very close. They had first and third, I think nobody out. Couldn't get the tying run across the plate or the winning run. The Cubs couldn't. Orioles-Rays is one of these stupid ass things where they're playing again tomorrow. I don't even understand why they do this, but it just seems every week they pick one. These teams have played each other 33 times this season. It just seems that they're always playing each other. It's like last week they played in Baltimore, this week Tampa, next week in Baltimore. It's like they're just going to continue to play all the way through. This is like the Chargers against the Raiders. It's like they just always play against each other. It's like every single week. Oh, Denver against the Chargers, right? And it's always in Denver. It's like always in Denver. But anyways, I just think that this one is like, I don't know. I'm just sick of both these teams. I think the Rays are going to grab one in this series, if not 2. So today might be the day, but once again, not bettable for me. Littell is their best. He's the Rays' best. The weird thing about the Rays is they rate like generally they're a team that's kind of like steady Eddie, kind of chops wood, hangs around 500 like they are now. And then they kind of just, they don't make the mistakes that other teams make. And they kind of get, situational hitting. And, before you know it, they're in that wild card race or even in the race for the division. But this year, statistically, they're really ranked low in some of the major categories. It's kind of like, it's a little troubling. We'll have to see if they pick it up or not. But I don't know. I hate that game. I would lean to the Orioles only because the Rays have been playing so bad, but I can't get there. I would, if anything, if someone said you have to put a bet on this game, I probably would throw a couple bucks on the Rays.
For float.
You know me, I'm an Imanaga fan all season long. But
you're a Cubs fan, that's why.
But I'm going with
Ron Santo. You're Ron Santo.
No, the Ron Santo jersey got thrown in the wash and all faded, so I can't wear it anymore. Now I gotta go with the Reds.
Best second baseman ever.
I gotta go with the Reds today. Yeah, like you guys have said, Imanaga's struggled in his last couple starts. I don't think he's going to turn it around at hitter-friendly Great American with Cincinnati hitting the ball as well as they are right now. Frankie Montas hasn't been my favorite pitcher in that rotation, but he's been good enough in his last couple starts and was good at Coors Field last time out. And even when Imanaga was pitching really well and the Cubs were winning with him on the mound, there was a lot of times where he struggled to get run support, 3 runs, 1 run a couple times. So I just don't trust the Cubs offensively right now. I think the Reds get the job done. I think they complete the sweep. And I'm also going to roll with the Orioles here. These two bullpens are almost identical. Littell is probably the best option the Rays have. But these two teams are at completely different ends of the scale when it comes to hitting right-handed pitching. Baltimore in the last 2 weeks, second in baseball in batting average. Tampa Bay, 28th. So I got to go with the Baltimore Orioles in this one. Just a much hotter offense. Just playing the better baseball right now at a reasonable price.
If Frankie Montas isn't your favorite Red starting pitcher, who is it, Chris, and why is it Nick Lodolo?
Because I've got his signed card of PSA 10.
There we go.
Yeah.
That must set you back. That must set you back $4.
I opened it in a pack.
Plus shipping.
I got it in a pack.
Cost you more to grade it than the card is worth.
Yes, it did.
That's what usually happens. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Reds on the money line. I agree with these guys. Imanaga, his ERA didn't really get affected because of a lot of unearned runs in that last one, but he's not in good form. The Reds are hitting lefties a lot better than they were at the beginning of the month of May. And, Montas, I agree with you guys. Like, I don't love backing him, but I got to give him credit. Recently, he's looked a lot better, and the strikeout numbers are starting to pick it up again, which is exactly what you want to see. I mean, we got to remember 3-4 years ago, he was one of the better pitchers in the American League. Injuries kind of derailed his game, but if he can get back to that, he can be a really nice piece in this Reds rotation. So I'm going to go with the Reds on the money line.
Kurt.
Yeah, I'm on the Reds as well here, plus money. Montez had a great start at Coors Field, giving up 0 runs. I mean, Imanaga's been all over the place in his last 2 starts. I'm with the Reds, as everyone said. Guardians-Marlins, I don't trust Rogers or Carrasco in this one. I'm backing the over in this one. I think both teams, especially the Guardians, could really put up maybe the over even by themselves in this one.
135 versus left-handed pitching, man.
Yeah.
Over what? Over what? Over strikeouts. They're going to get gassed. They're going to get their asses kicked.
Nah, I like the Guardians, but I like the over more. I think both teams can put up a lot of runs in this one. And Orioles-Rays, I'm staying away from this one.
Or as they say in the YouTube comments, Jay, the Panthers won last night. Do you still like the Guardians today? It's like those are my favorite, man. I love those, man. It's like the Clippers, the Spurs beat the Pistons. Do you still like the Kings? It's like
YouTube comments, man. We'll see what they look like today. Jam session was posted, so we'll see how they come up with today. Javon, what you like here, my man?
It's a lean at best with Cleveland. I really try to avoid backing Cookie Carrasco whenever I can. So this is far from a from a strong pick. You know, at first, first glance, this looks like an overplay. But you have these funny baseball games where you have two pitchers, who should get pounded. Next thing you know, it's a 3-2 game. I think that's how this one kind of shapes up. Trevor Rogers, he's nothing to write home about. But and Mitch alluded to it. The Guardians, they're hitting below the Mendoza line against lefties, lately. So, it's just one of those things where I I can only back the Guardians, but based on who's starting for them, it's really a no play for me personally. But if I gun to my head, I'm rolling with the far better team in this spot.
It's raining out there in Boston.
Oh yeah.
My other favorite YouTube comments are when they ask Ron to do something else. Ron, could you come over and help me build an addition on my house? It's like, I love your picks. They're awesome. Thank you for all your knowledge. Do you think you can come over and build an addition onto my house? It's like they ask him to let's see, it takes about probably hours to make that video every day. And it's like, the funny thing is the video is like 15 minutes. So people think it takes 15 minutes, but it's like, now that I do a full length one like that, I know how long it takes, man. It is, it's either you got to prepare and put the time in there, or you do it when you do it. And it's like, oh my God, it's a lose-lose as far as timing goes.
Yes, it is.
Jay knows, man. It is. Oh, man.
All right. You be dialed in when you do it, though, because you're doing all that work, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure, because you're really digging in under the hood of every team. But it's like, at the same time, then they're always like to Ron, it's like, you should really do, do this and this and this, and talk about like your picks, break them down like how you've done over the last day, month, year, lifetime, last 16 days and 4 times, or like when you're wearing the Marlins hat versus when you're wearing the Prairie View hat. I need to see the breakdown there. And it's like, where is all this time coming from? It's like, but it's true, man. It's like, it is like, it's unbelievable.
What else is unbelievable is that Tyreek Skubal is minus 170 today against them Brewers. I like Skubal. Minus 170? I don't know. I wanted to take the Tigers, but minus 170, that's kind of crazy. We got the Red Sox and the White Sox, Battle of the Sox. And we got the Mariners and the Royals. I think that was a solid transition. I ain't gonna lie. Javon. What you liking in this slot, my man? One more time. Mariners, Royals, White Sox, Red Sox, Brewers, Tigers.
Yeah, as far as this Mariners Royals game, I was gonna back the Royals on the as a premium pick, but this is really a 50-50 game. It's a toss-up game. You have two pitchers, who should shut down these opposing batting orders in Cole Reagans and George Kirby. But you look at the Royals, their bullpen. I don't want anything to do with them. And the same can be said about the Mariners lately. As far as their bullpen goes, they gave up that 8-run lead, on Friday, and they're looking to avoid the sweep. So it's just one of those things where I don't want to. As I started thinking about it more, I just didn't want any parts of it. That said, I can only really side with the Royals in this one. hoping that Vegas goes into the 7th inning. And then we got the Red Sox and their bum asses. Had to be the team that that got that took a couple L's to the White Sox. Is this the day that that they could actually show that they're actually a baseball team, because they haven't shown in the last couple of days. But Chris flexing on the mound. I mean, they're gonna lose again. Give me the White Sox.
Fair enough. Hey, damn Red Sox, man. And them damn White Sox. Them two teams that just make my damn head.
Yeah, I was done with the White Sox after those 2 losses that they took.
Cubs, me too. Me too.
During the week, because it's like this. You got Eric Fetty on the mound, and I forget who was on the mound before him. They had 4 or 5 run leads in both games, and they you just watch that bullpen crash and burn the way they did. I was like, nah, I'm all set with these guys, and I'm an ugly dog backer, so it's that just left me with a real sour taste in my mouth with the White Sox. But I knew that once they got to Boston, or not got to Boston because they're in Chicago, but once they faced the Red Sox, that it could happen, but I didn't pull the trigger. I didn't want to pull the trigger, and the spot was set up for them to stop their losing streak, but it was also set up in the last series against the Cubs. And it's just one of those things where I'm not touching the White Sox, even if they do go on a run. So but I'll back them in this, but I just won't put my money on it.
Fair. Kurt, what you liking this slot, my bro?
Yeah, I think this slot's tough. A lot of 50-50 games here. In the Red Sox, White Sox, I'm probably looking at the over 9. I mean, the Red Sox had 14 in the first. White Sox follow that up by 6 and 7. If the opposing team can get a couple of runs, I mean, one of these teams have been hitting the ball really well in each game. I think the over's the play here. I don't trust Flexen. I don't trust Kelly. I don't trust either of these teams. So I'm really expecting runs in this one. Give me the over in this one. Mariners, Royals. I don't really like anything in this game. And then the last one was Brewers-Tigers. Yeah, I want to go with Scooball as well in this one, but minus 172. I just can't lay that. I'm staying away from that one too.
That run line at minus 170, the run line is plus money at plus 125. But it's like, I feel like they trying to tell us it's finna be a 3-2 Tigers win. And it's like,
yeah, I could see the under if anything, maybe, but I'm staying away from this.
Fair. Romanelli, talk to me.
Well, Scuba looks very happy today, as you can see, and I'm going to back him in this spot. This is numbered to 75, by the way. Nice little pull there.
Ron always just, hey.
I think it's pronounced a red toile. I think that's the parallel, red toile. But anyway, I'm going to go with the Scoobles because he's been excellent at home. I think that they've only lost one of his home starts. You got Bryce Wilson on the other side with the ERA of 3.35, but expected ERA of 4.77. The FIP's in the 5s. I do expect big-time regression from him. So I think the Tigers get to him early and often, and they win this game in comfortable fashion. So I'll lay the run line, take the plus money.
Plus money. Run line, says Ron. I might got to join them. If I'm going to play that game, I got to take the run line with the Tigers because, again, that minus 170 is out my range. I'm not overly in love with it. I'm going to be 1,000 with you. I'm not in love with laying a run line with the Tigers, on the Brewers. The Brewers are a team that they have priced wrong a lot all season long. So, there's that. But I'm on Team Scuba. Scuba! I've been on Team Scuba for 2 years. Y'all know that. Scuba been my guy. I'm a rock. Scuba! I'm going to rock with my guy today. I think Joe Vaughn pretty much summed it up perfectly on them White Sox and them Red Sox. I've had the exact same feeling this series. You know, I haven't betted at all. I was done with the White Sox after how they treated me in that Cubs series, man. Oh, it hurt. They're probably again to play today. Do the White Sox get a sweep? That's kind of crazy. Nah, that's crazy.
Nah, it wouldn't be a sweep because it's a 4-game series. The rest
They play again tomorrow? Play again tomorrow?
No, they took the first one on Thursday.
Yeah, they won on Thursday.
Oh, Thursday. Oh shit, it is a 4-game. But y'all are right. It was 14-2. Anyways, 3 straight still for the White Sox. I don't think they've done that all season. So that's still kind of crazy. But if I'm gonna play that game, that's the way I gotta attack it. The Red Sox, they not playing well right now. I'm not looking to back the Red Sox at that style money. Jorge Kirby on the mound and Cole Ragans, two guys. I wouldn't say my guys, but 2 guys that I really like. 2 guys that could very well be on the list of my guys. Jorge Kirby is like right there on that list, and so is Ragans. They're both like right there, almost to where I say they my guys. So what I'm gonna do in this one, I'm just gonna attack the under here. I don't trust the Mariners offense against Ragans. Ragans probably has a solid start, and Jorge Kirby, I know he hasn't had the best season, but I trust his stuff. You know, the Royals have kind of not been playing as they were. I mean, they kind of are back hot again. Won 4 of their last 5, but I don't necessarily trust that they're just going to absolute light up Kirby and the Mariners. So I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. I'm going to take the under. Mariners, Royals. Mitch.
Yeah, this Brewers-Tigers fits right into my basic betting 101 formula. The problem with it is, man, it's going to have to be an over for it to work, because what you have here is a first-place team, 12 games over 500 against 4th place in the American League Central, which is not really known as a great division. And you're getting plus money on the first-place team. The problem, of course, is Bryce Wilson's on the mound for the Brewers. So the Brewers are going to have to score more than 4 or 5 runs, and Scooble doesn't usually allow that. So, oh, man, it's kind of like you got to do same game parlay Brewers and over. I think that's the only way this thing works. It's because if not, you got to go to the other side, and then you have a sub 500 team that you're laying runs with. Ugh. I don't like that either. It's a sub 500 team in the American League Central, which is worse than just a sub 500 team. It's really not the land of the giant killers. The American League Central last year, only 1 team finished above 500 in the whole division. That was the 50-50 Twins, who were barely above 500.
Jorge Kirby.
Jorge Kirby, I love Kirby, but the thing is, I might be a year ahead on him. It's like I think next year might be Kirby's year, or he's back end loaded this season. I think that we were a little too aggressive on our expectations. It seems that Kirby either gets blasted or he's a tough luck loser. I think his best days are ahead. We were coming into this story. I thought the Royals bullpen was going to be the story imploding, but it's actually been the Royals bats that have been the story coming on late and getting it done. So I got to go with the Royals in that one. Once again, unbettable game for me. And the next game was who? It was the White Sox, Red Sox. I cashed on Nick Nastrini yesterday with the White Sox, man, and I actually loved them, and I talked about it on the show. But there's one thing we also know, man, is that we're not going to go to the well too often here, especially with the Chicago White Sox. I do like them in this game against a bullpen game for the Red Sox, but I don't like them enough. It's like I'm good, It's like I got my plus 180. I got my win with Nick Nastrini. I'm good, So it's a lean to the White Sox, but not really bettable for me. I think this is what we see from Flexen a lot this season, where he pitches decently. He starts to deteriorate right before he gets yanked from the game. They leave him in about a pitch or two too long, and then the bullpen comes in and just gets the bases cleared on him, and that's basically what has happened to him all season long. I expect to see probably the same here. I think there's probably going to be a lot of hits and a lot of runs in this game.
There you go.
Nastrini painted the masterpiece yesterday.
Nasty Nastrini, man. Nasty Nastrini.
He was there.
Yes, sir. Franchise player, what you got for us?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Royals here.
You love them.
Loves the Royals.
I do. 24-10 at home, one of the more profitable home teams in baseball. But Kirby, his ERA on the road is almost double what it is at home. 5.35 road ERA and a 7.98 ERA in day games. So I'm going to go with the Royals.
At least Jay and I own it. You know, it's like, yeah, I just always take the Giants, and Jay.
I'm saying I do love,
homer, but it's like you love the Royals, man. Just say it. I love them.
I do love the Royals. I do love the Royals.
I love the Royals.
I love what they. I love
like
what they've done for
Aaron
my
Savali, like the Royals.
I love what they've done for my bankroll this season.
No, you
also,
love
yeah.
them.
Yeah, well, I do, but I also like
marry
what they do for me. I mean, Bobby Witt's a handsome dude. Give me the yeah. I'm fading George Kirby on the road in a day start.
That got creepy fast.
I know it did. Well, if it didn't go over as well as I thought it would. I'm going to take the Tigers laying the half a run in the first five. First five money line is way too juicy. But if you lay a half a run,
what's that first 5 run line? What's the price?
Laying a half a run is -130. So I could see them taking a 1-2-0 lead through 5 innings. Scooble's been solid. You know, usually 6-7 innings of quality baseball. I think the Tigers do get to Bryce Wilson. The reason that I'm taking the first 5 is because this Detroit bullpen's been brutal. The Brewers have a far better bullpen in the last 2 weeks. Detroit's bullpen ERA well over 5. So you may be able to do that with a Detroit first 5, Milwaukee full game, same game parlay. But I'm going to take Detroit laying the half run in the first 5.
A quick question was that the Tigers closer? Is that Chafin from Colorado?
Oh, it's the same guy that's been around the block. He was on the Cubs.
There's only one guy. There's only one Chafin with. There's only one Chafin with that mustache.
Oh my God! I was like, hey, I know this guy. That's the guy that we used to fade all the time from Colorado.
He was in Arizona, I think, last year. But let me see when he was in Colorado.
Oh, he was.
I don't think Andrew Chafin was in Colorado.
No,
years ago.
No, he wasn't in Colorado. He's been everywhere, but not Colorado. Apparently,
where was he at?
Cubs,
Arizona
for a long time.
Arizona, Cubs, Oakland, Detroit, Arizona again, Milwaukee, and then Detroit.
So it had who did he start with? That's
Arizona.
Okay, then so who's there was someone from Colorado, maybe with a similar name, if you know what I'm talking about. Used to give up a lot of bombs. But this guy right here, he's another one.
Well, I know Jeff Francis pitched in Colorado and he gave up a lot of bombs.
Oh no, there's a lot of pitchers from Colorado that's come down the pipe giving up a lot of bombs.
Oh.
But but Chafin, no, I definitely recognized him. But I guess the wrong team. It had to be Arizona then.
Speaking of Colorado, they're in action today against the Cardinals. We also got the Astros and the Angels, and we got the Blue Jays and the Athletics. I'll start here. I can't hop on I want to deep down inside, I want to hop on the Rockies, but like the streak is just not looking good right now. It's just not looking good. When I take them, they lose. When I don't take them, they win.
That's it. Ulysses Chassin. That's the guy.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he was one that gave up a lot of bombs. Maybe like 7, 8, 9 years ago.
King of the Yerfie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to lean towards the Rockies, though, in this one, fellas. I have to. Maybe, you know what I'll do? I'll go Rockies plus the 1.5. That's -130, but
so lame.
I know.
So lame. Just give away your profits.
All right, you talk me into it. Rockies money line.
Yeah, reverse it, man.
You gonna lay some runs? Yeah.
I don't know. Yes, a little dicey.
I lean Rockies money line, man. The Cardinals minus 185 is laughable. That's really the main reason why I like this game. The Cardinals, they're always overrated. They're always overvalued, and they're a below 500 team. They only have 7 more wins than the Rockies. That's the truth. That's what it is. But yet, if you just look at the pricing every day, you wouldn't see that in the way they're priced. I'm going to lean towards the Rockies, who have been competitive here in this series. Angels-Astros, oh man, Verlander on the mound against Sandoval. Everybody, their mama, uncle, and auntie going to be all over Verlander. Fading everybody's. Hey, listen, I'm with the square sometimes. I was with them yesterday on the Phillies. I'm fading their ass today on old man Verlander. I'm taking Sandoval. I know it sounds crazy. I get it. I know. Sometimes it just got to be done. It just got to be done. I'm taking the Angels. And then Blue Jays Athletics. No real opinion for me in that game. Mitch.
Angels are hitting 141 versus right-handed pitching over their last 10 games, 154 over their last 5 games. I'll take Verlander over that any day of the week. You want to beat Verlander, you're going to have to hit better than 141 more than likely. I don't, you could take some of that stuff with a grain of salt. Who were they? Who was the last thing? Whatever. It was a major league pitcher, and it's Justin Verlander in this one. I definitely like the Astros in that one. Sandoval's actually pitched pretty decently.
Be fair though, does that play not seem super square at minus? What is it? Minus 150 on Verlander against the Astros.
I don't think so.
You don't think so? I think the way the Astros have been priced all season, you would think this line would be minus 175, minus 185.
Yeah, it don't matter though. At the end of the day, I mean, these have been the same prices that the Orioles have gotten, the Guardians have gotten, and they just continue to win. At this point, just take your value. If you're getting a good price, just take it. I mean, how many times have the Guardians played a bad team and that bad team, like the Mets series?
They've been wrong on the Guardians. It's
not about being wrong. It's just, I mean, the Orioles in this series, they've been light lines against the Rays, and they've had no problem.
Fair.
So,
Fair.
I mean, I can hear what you're saying about being public, but
overrated, overvalued team like the Astros with an overrated, overvalued pitcher like Verlander going against the trash ass team like the Angels, only minus 150. That raises my alarms. That's all.
Well,
Bittler probably loves the Angels. He's not here.
Oh, yeah.
I'm JD all with you on that. I really like the Angels here.
Yeah, I definitely see that perspective, but it's not really working right now.
Fair.
I like the Rockies again against the Cardinals. The Cardinals are bad. This is a bad team. I understand they're gravitating towards 500, but they've got issues that even if they get there, they've committed 41 errors this season, man. Cardinals are known as one of the great organizations in baseball, and it's 41 errors is 3 years for a team like this, man. That is just ridiculous. You have a third baseman that never commits an error, right? So it's only the other guys. It's got to figure. Paul Goldschmidt needs a change of scenery, a hitting coach, and a new bat.
The retirement home.
No, I don't know about that. I think he needs a change of scenery and a real hitting coach. He's got some.
I mean,
serious,
what is he like? He's almost 42.
He's better than he's playing.
Maybe old man Verlander.
I don't know, man. Goldschmidt's done.
Him and Joey Votto need to ride into the sunset.
I don't know, man. I think that, but I still think the odds makers and betting public they've lost their fucking mind. It's like when you make Kyle Gibson a minus 190 favorite, it's like you just have to sit there as a bettor and say, how many times in my lifetime am I going to get this type of opportunity, And now here they are. And the crazy thing about it is they got to Gibson, and then the Cardinals actually rallied back on them, and they came back. They tied it. That tie lasted about 16 seconds. Charlie Blackmon stole third base standing up on them, man. That is about as bad as it gets, man. He stole third base standing up and scored on the next pitch. It was terrible, man. So I tell you, I just think Ty Block is going to be large and in charge out there. And the Cardinals bullpen, I trust absolutely zero. The other game is the A's and the Blue Jays. Once again, man, the Blue Jays are going somewhere. It's like Nashville or like some other place, because Toronto doesn't deserve a professional sports franchise. The Raptors, the Blue Jays, just what you do, trade like the Predators for them or something. Have Toronto be like a 2 hockey, like how there's cities like New York and Chicago that have 2 baseball teams. Make Toronto a 2 hockey team town. Trade the Predators for the Blue Jays, like straight up. I think that would be a good one. Makes a lot of sense. But Bowden Francis he's a bullpen gamer, right, for the Blue Jays. If not, I don't know. Spence ruined me last time, but I don't care. I'm going back to the well on the A's. I've gotten 0 games right this series of this one. I'm over on this A's Blue Jays. Thankfully, I've avoided the premiums.
Ruffalo.
Yeah, I'm taking the over in that Blue Jays and A's matchup. Bowden Francis is, a spot starter at best. I don't even know why he's still getting starts at this point. I know it's because Yariel Rodriguez isn't good to go yet, but once he comes back, I think Francis is going to get either pushed back to the bullpen or even sent back to AAA. And I think the Jays, the bats woken up in this series, and I think they can get to Mitch Spencer in that A's bullpen. So I like the over in that one. And I am going to go with the Astros as well. I don't like Patrick Sandoval. The Astros have had his number for the better part of his career. I get, Jay, where you're coming from, that the price kind of looks a little bit, it feels a little bit light, but like Ron said, it's just there's certain teams that have been priced a certain way and they just keep finding ways to deliver. And the Astros, I think this is also part and parcel to the fact that they're still a 30-35 team with one of their better pitchers on the mound. And Verlander at times this season hasn't looked like Justin Verlander. He's had a couple shaky starts as well. So I'm going to go with the Houston Astros in that one, and lean towards the over for me in that Rockies-Cardinals matchup.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Verlander is not necessarily a bet-on pitcher for me right now, but I still think that the Astros are the play because I think you got the Angels. I mean, this was a team that offensively had some redeeming qualities about a month ago. They were scoring some runs and they were crushing lefties, but now, I mean, this offense has been miserable recently, and you got one of the worst managers in baseball. You got a weak bullpen, a weak rotation. Sandoval supposed to be one of the top guys in this rotation with Reed Detmers, but just hasn't panned out. Now he's looked a little bit better recently, but this is a very tough Astros lineup against lefties. I know recently they haven't hit lefties too well, but they still have a very low strikeout rate. And we saw him get to Anderson for a few runs yesterday. 6 runs, 5 runs should be enough for a run line cover. I said that the other day. The way the Angels are hitting, I think they've scored 4 or less runs now in 15 straight games. So they'll have a decent performance here and there, but no kind of breakout game. I got to go with the Astros laying the 1.5.
The Astros, when you look at them also, it's like when you look at their statistics, they're like top 20% in most offensive categories, including, I think, batting average. I think they're second best behind the Padres. And it's like they're really hitting the ball. And even defensively, it's like they're not committing a lot of errors. They're not making a lot of mistakes there. It's the pure pitching statistics of having Arrighetti, Brown, and, they had JP France was pitching for a while. It's like that is not going to help things. So it's like you get McCullers back in there. You get, a couple of these other guys, Javier back in there. A few of these other guys, it might be okay.
Javier's done for the year.
Well, maybe he gets back in there. The Astros have never been shy on the trading block either. No, but I mean, offensively, their numbers are good.
Yeah,
they're up there. I think they're like 3rd or 4th in home runs too. They're not like the Orioles and Yankees are way above everybody, but the Astros are 3rd or 4th, but they're not like they're still like 20 behind those guys.
I heard a little rumor from a little birdie.
Nady Eovaldi to the Astros.
Trevor Bauer, Astros. Maybe
I heard Nady Eovaldi. That's what I heard.
You didn't hear that. Stop.
Nady Eovaldi for Arrighetti and Brown.
Bullshit. All right.
And the rights to JP France.
Kurt, what you like here, my man?
Yeah, I got to back Verlander in this one. I like the run line, as Ron said. It's at plus money. I'm getting it at plus 110. I really like that. As Mitch said, they've been really good with the bats all season long. Their record might not say it, but with Verlander on the mound, give me the Astros run line. Blue Jays Athletics, I'm leaning towards the A's at the plus money. And Cardinals Rockies, that's a stay away game for me in this one. I'm not touching that one.
Durant.
Yeah, I'm on the Rockies. It's just a value play, really. It's just short, sweet, and simple. Kyle Gibson. What can you say about him? When I see him, laying this kind of price, I want to fade it. It's really that simple. And it just alluding to what Mitch said. You know, with a lot of these money lines, and you see the pitching matchup not stacking up to the money line. It just gives you a look at the state of pitching in the majors at this point, because years ago you didn't see lines like this with these type of pitchers, laying extraordinary money line prices, and that these pitchers aren't up to snuff. You know what I mean? You know, the large part of what the money line is and how these odds makers set these prices is based on the starting pitcher matchup. So it gives a lot of value. That's why we bet on the dogs like we do, or at least some of us. You know what I mean? So, there's always bullpens that come into play, and there's always the bullpens that come into play, and that changes, a lot of these games. But at the same time, like the way they have these pitchers pitching, spin rate, throwing as hard as they can, not going, barely getting into the fifth inning. A lot of times, you just don't see the studs that you used to see from years past.
I also think it's the every fifth day, man. That's the big
Well, no, I
change.
mean it's really, for the most part, it's been like that for a long time. I know back in the
I
day
know,
they
but
had
it seems
6-man
that when
rotation.
they went to every 5 days, that's when all the guys got injured. When it used to be every 4 days, nobody got injured, and they used to pitch the complete game. And it was like, I don't know, they were just looser, I guess. But it's like when they pitched on 4 days rest, nobody was out for the season.
No, I think
With
I think that what wasn't an injury back in the days, they're injuries now. I think that's what it is. I think these pitchers, they grinded, all season. They was
No,
willing to
because they
take the
start them
ball.
throwing junk. They start them throwing junk
Yeah,
when they're 12 years old, and it's
yeah,
like
that's
they
true.
go from there, and then they pitch them on on this pitch count and this day's rest and all this other shit. I'm telling you, I've seen Bob Gibson when I was a kid. There was no way there was that Craig, what's his name, the Cubs guy, Craig Counsell, going to come trotting out of the bullpen and tell Bob Gibson to hand him the ball. That was not going to happen. I got to tell you, he would have beat the shit out of him right there on the mound in front of everybody. It would not have happened. It's like those guys, they just refused to come out of the game, man. They just wouldn't do it. It's like these guys,
I mean,
they can't wait to get out of there. They can't
you see
wait, man.
some. I mean, you see a lot of times where pitchers are getting pulled after like 65, 70 pitches. But like that was unheard of, years ago. Even like 5 years ago, that was unheard of. Like, it's 70 pitches you're getting pulled. No way in hell. But now that's how it is. A guy could be going, smooth into the fifth inning, to the sixth inning, and then he gets pulled. You never used to see that. So it changes the way a lot of these baseball games, the results of these
Denny
baseball games.
McClain, when he had the 31 wins, had 28 complete games. 28. He didn't get
You
injured.
got that. I mean, you got that a lot back in the 60s and 70s into the early 80s. But things changed. But now it's just the pendulum is swung too far in the opposite direction. So it needs to be some balance. These starters need to start making their money because they get paid a lot. Even the bums going 3 2/3, talking about a quality start doesn't make
And
sense.
the Orioles, right? The Orioles had 420 game winners in one season. This is just a different game. It's just it's like no one ever got injured. They went the distance. They had 420 game winners all in the same season. You'll never see that again, at least not with the current format. Ron's looking like at me like,
you'll never see.
They throw harder now. They're better. It's like they're not better, man, because these guys went.
I didn't say a word, but now that you brought my name up, I gotta put.
Because you're smirking. Because you're smirking.
I am smirking because it's just funny, back in my day. But
back in my day, guys won 20 games on a regular basis, and they pitched complete games, and they didn't get injured. Only Tommy John got injured.
I got you.
Only Tommy John.
If you, I know, but it's impossible to compare eras. If you take a pitcher from that era and put him in the league right now, he would have a worse ERA than Nick Nastrini.
Today in history,
no matter who it was.
Today in history, Don Sutton faced off against Tom Seaver. Seaver had 306 wins going in. Sutton had 298 going in. It was like that's a different era.
Hey, I just want to see the average pitcher get to 6 innings as opposed to 4 1/3. That's what I want to see. I want to see a pitcher get to 90 pitches per start as opposed to 75.
In 71, Mike Cuellar, Jim Palmer, Dave McNally, and who was the other guy? Pat Dobson. All had 20 wins for the Orioles. 20 or more. Palmer won the Cy Young 3 times. I don't know, man.
Fair enough, fellas. We got 2 games left in baseball. We got 2.
Don Baylor, amazingly, was on that team. Don Baylor played for 400 years, man. It's like, how was he on that team, man? It's like, what was he, 4?
We got the Padres and the Diamondbacks. We got the Dodgers and the Yanks. Mitch, what you got for me?
That's a serious team, man. Bobby Grich, Davey Johnson, Boog Powell, Brooks Robinson, Jim Palmer, Dave McNally, Mike Cuellar. It's like, no wonder they won so many games. Padres, they were my top play of the day yesterday, and they won 13-1. Today, my guy is back on the mound. I lost with this guy last time. It was my top play the last time he pitched, and Missouri. He pitched really well. It's like it's one of those games where his team took the loss, Jay. So it was his fault that the bullpen gave up all those runs. His team lost, so it's his fault that he gave up 2 hits and 1 run through 6 innings of work. He sucks. 1.50 ERA for his first start.
I was hoping we'd get into this argument because I haven't been on the show when you guys talk about it.
This is case. This is another guy who sucks in the J system, but in my system, now he gets a home start. I think he's going to be fine against the Diamondbacks team that's going with a bullpen game here. And the Padres are the best hitting team in baseball. They have the best team batting average. It's just they're one of these teams. So the Padres are like, they have this weird thing where it's like they create a lot of chances, they get a lot of hits, they have a lot of guys on base, they don't score a ton of runs. So eventually, like Ron expected analytics, stuff like that, eventually those runs will start to happen, right? The Ron-alytics. And safe at the plate. So the Phillies trying to at least help me out on it over. Man, this has been gruesome. I like the Padres here. I like Missouri. I think that he might be the missing link in this Padres team, which now does have a winning record. They have the best hitting average in baseball. All these pieces coming into place. I'm telling you, I picked the Padres to go to the World Series. I'm going to stick with it. I think the Giants would be team 1A in that from the National League. 2 best teams clearly, and the other game is Yankees-Dodgers. This is the Yankees game that they get in this series. Tyler Glasnow, any season that he's ever pitched more than 15 games, he's had an ERA between 4.5 and 5.8 or something. So he's getting past that 15 game mark, and that's just the way that it is. Every season that Glasnow's had a reasonable ERA of below 4, he's only pitched 13 to 15 games. So anytime he ever goes over that, his ERA just goes to like 4.8, 5 something. So he's already past that. So look for a lot of hits and a lot of runs off Tyler Glasnow going forward. The Yankees, they're mad. And Heel walks a ton of batters too. He's another guy that I'm sure Ron's going to tell us something about his expected analytics and stuff. He walks a ton of guys, but he does strike out a lot of guys. So he strands a lot of runners. So I don't know. I'm taking the Yankees.
I'm catching a lot of strays in this segment here, man.
It's not strays. It's not strays. These aren't strays.
No, I like Heel though. Just for the record,
Have you not done a show with Mitch before?
But what about the walks? What about the walk numbers?
Well, they've actually done a good job at limiting them recently. There was a big problem in the beginning, but
he's one of the majors leaders, right, in walks for.
But it's like 2 to 3. It's okay if he gets to that 4 to 5 range a game. Then it gets tough.
Mitch does a great job of attacking your argument before you have a chance to go.
Because here's the argument, man. The argument is that he's 0, his team lost the only game he started. He allowed 2 hits and 1 run. It's like Glasnow, who I can't stand, but you can't say, he allowed 1 run against the Pirates and his team. He actually took the loss in that thing. He allowed 1 run, a home run, and allowed nothing after that. He took the loss. How is that worse than giving up 6 runs and your team winning? I just don't see it, You
guys are both right, but Jay is struggling to articulate it because when it comes to assessing pitching value, win-loss record is irrelevant. And so when we're talking about the actual sport of baseball and we're talking about how good a pitcher is, it don't matter. When we're talking about handicapping and looking at a value and seeing – he pitches well, but his team loses every one of his games like Zach Wheeler. So why would you want to lay minus 250 on a guy like that? That's a different story. Jay, I think, is trying to say that, he can pitch as well as he wants, but his team's losing his games. So why would you want to lay that kind of price with a good pitcher on paper? But instead, he's saying win-loss record don't matter, and that's why we're getting a big argument. So you both are right. You both are kings, and God bless.
Wow!
It would matter.
Way to make the piece, Ron. Way to make the piece. I'm right.
It actually would matter more. Wins and losses would matter more if these pitchers go deeper in the ball games.
Exactly.
And actually factor into more of these decisions instead of managers that whoever decides to pull these guys too early.
Craig Counsell, man. Craig Counsell. It's Tony La Russa that killed the game.
These guys are too smart for their own good.
Lou Piniella, Tony La Russa destroyed this game.
I guess, but like I said, the pendulum is swung too far in the other direction. You have these relievers who half of them they should be in AAA. That's just really, really the long and the short of it. They had these setup guys. They had the left-handed guy for the left-handed batter or whoever.
Now that you can't switch every batter,
for their own good.
Now that there's minimums, it's a little different. But still, I agree with you. I agree with you. Lou Piniella did it. Tony La Russa took it to a whole nother level, and it's like these guys have destroyed basically starting pitching in baseball. Lou Piniella with the nasty boys. It was Norm Charlton, Rob Dibble, right? And it was like that whole setup thing. From the 6th inning on, you were going to face the pen. And La Russa did the same thing, even worse.
But I understand that, and I only understand that because
if you have Norm Charlton, Rob Dibble,
they needed to do it. They needed to do it out of necessity. The 90 Reds, they needed to do that in order to win. You know what I mean? Because they're starting their rotation wasn't all that.
Who was the guy? He won the MVP though. Starter.
No, I'm saying the rotation as a whole. Like they won that championship on the back of their relievers, basically.
Can't
You know what I
remember.
mean? So, but I'll give you a case in point to where you get a pitcher's going along smoothly, he's doing well, and then he gets pulled way too early. The World Series years ago with
Blake Snell.
Blake Snell got pulled way too early. He got pulled with it 4 2/3 innings, and they end up losing that game. So these managers make these decisions, and on the other side, you have these lineups. Oh, they're chomping at the bit now. They can't hit this guy. Now all of a sudden they see a reliever. Now they're chomping at the bit. Now they come back and they win a game that they should have lost based on a manager's decision. And that's how handicappers lose games when they're on the right side. Right side loses, what we call them.
Ruffalo, what you like in these last two, my man?
These last two in that Yankee game, yeah, I'm going to go with the under, and I'm going to go with the Yankees in that one. I'm a Luis Gil guy. He's pitching really well. 0.6 ERA in his last 7 starts. He's 7-0 in that stretch. The Yankees have just been winning games left and right, and a lot of what has to do with the Dodgers not winning a lot of glass now starts is, like you guys mentioned earlier, just his team not performing behind him. There are times where he's given up 2-3 runs, and that's more than enough for him to take the loss when the Dodgers offense hasn't been as effective as we're used to seeing it be. So I'm going to go with the Yankees in that one. Getting plus money with them at home. I think a solid spot to be. And I'm going to go with the Padres in that one. Maybe lean towards the under as well. Just a low scoring victory for the Padres there.
Kurt?
Yeah, give me the Yankees at plus money. I don't think they get swept here. I like Gil as well. And yeah, pretty simple in this one. I'm backing the Yankees at plus money. Padres, Diamondbacks, I'm also leaning towards the under. I think it'll be a lower scoring game in this one.
Jovan?
I'm on the Padres. This is just a get right series. You saw it in the first 2 games. A whole lot to a whole little. The Arizona Diamondbacks, they've been a fade team. I gave them a chance early in the season based off of what they did last year, but this just isn't a good team. You're seeing it in this series. So look for the Padres to complete the sweep in this one. You could take this money line, run line, really doesn't matter. They do have that pitcher that they have. What's his name? Azor. He actually did pitch pretty good. Only gave up 1 run in 6 innings. I believe with just 2 hits given up. So I expect for him to hold down this Diamondbacks lineup, and for the Padres to score a whole lot of runs.
There you go. I'm on the same train I've been on. I'm on the Dodgers. I'm on Glass now. I know Mitch hates him, but he's going to pitch well today. Hill, he's been solid. He's been really good. Hill's been really, really good. He gets bombed today. Today's your welcome to the league rookie moment today for Hill. This is the humbling moment for the Yankees full season, the moment to show them that they're not really as good as they think they are. They're not going to the World Series. None of that shit's happening. Good team. Good team, really good team. You're probably going to make the postseason and have some action this year, but you're not as good as advertised. These guys are not going to continue to pitch as well as they are. I just don't see it happening. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
They get Garrett Cole back, and they're missing their top hitter, so it's
You don't like Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole's not that guy.
Well, he's number 1 in their rotation, so all these guys in the rotation have been pitching out of the 1 spot. But the thing is, he pitches out of the 1. So all the guys who are pitching now out of the 1 move down to the 2. The 2 moves down to the 3. They're going to get a lot better matchups than they've been getting, even if they have a regression.
You got your Yankees futures ticket? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I don't have a Yankees future. I don't do futures, man. I'm not tying my money up that long unless I really, really like something.
All right, then. Yankees probably gonna get bounced first round. It just is what it is. It's gonna be beautiful. It's probably gonna be like Yankees and my Rangers, and we're gonna eat them up. It's gonna be beautiful. Can't wait for it. But I'm on the Dodgers today, and I lean towards the Diamondbacks just because. Just because. I lean towards the Diamondbacks. I ain't betting it. I lean that way. Mitch, what you selling today, my man?
I got a baseball pick. I'll probably put up some other packages. I have some other ones for long-term people. I'll probably just put a couple of them out as solos.
Ruffalo, what you selling today?
Got my $19 pickoff play. Also got that as part of my MLB triple play. And if you're on a long-term pass, you get access to my NBA play and a bonus MLB play as well.
Kurt, what you selling today, my man?
Yeah, I got an MLB 3-pack. I got my WNBA play of the day, and then I also got my NBA Finals play of the day.
There you go. Hop on with Kurt. Jovan, what you selling today?
Yeah, I have a 3-pack up for Major League Baseball. Like I said, I swept the board yesterday in the majors. I will have a 5-pack up momentarily after the show. I also have game 2 of the NBA Finals between the Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics, and I might put a total up on that also, but I'm do some last minute thinking about that. So that's where I'm at right now. Right now, total of 6 plays. Might have a couple more.
Go. I got my $19 Major League Baseball play of the day. I want to say I've hit like 6 of my last 7 on that play, man, and all of them have been plus money. So seeing the board well on that $19 MLB play of the day, hop on that, and then of course I got an NBA play for y'all today as well. Scoop it up. Let's continue to kick the crap out of the books. Speaking of NBA, game 2 NBA Finals. Got the Celtics laying 6.5, 7-ish. Do your line shopping, depending who you like. You can get 6.5, you can get 7. Look, I'm gonna just lay my cards on the table. Everybody knows I'm on my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks. Y'all were gonna call me a homer anyway, no matter how I break it down to y'all. So it's cool. I will attempt to break it down for you though. The Mavs, they've won every single game 2 in the postseason. Every single one of them. They lost dominantly to the Clippers round 1, came back, responded game 2. They lost by 13 points to the Thunder second round, came back, beat them game 2, stole home court advantage. They beat Minnesota twice in Minnesota to begin the series. So the Mavs have been really, really good on the road all postseason long. They've been really good on the road all regular season long. They've been the best road team in the NBA all season long. Look, flip side of that coin is we've seen the Celtics lay eggs in game 2. Laid an egg to the Miami Heat in game 2. Miami came out there, shot their eyes out. We've seen Boston fall flat. Same thing happened in round 2 with Cleveland. They dominated both Miami and Cleveland in game 1 and fell flat in game 2. Cleveland won game 2 in the series. I'm just telling you how I see it. Look, ultimately, I think the best player in the series is Luka Doncic. I think he has a much improved game here today. If the Celtics are going to continue to play that same style defense where they're staying home and they're saying, Luka beat me, well, I'm sorry to tell you, he's the best player in the world and he will beat you. I firmly believe that. So if you're going to let him say go for 50, go for 60 and beat us, I firmly believe he will and can. So I'm on my Mavs tonight. You give me plus 210 on a team that's been really great at making the adjustments in series. You're going to give me plus 210 on a team that has shown the ability to win outright on the road, fading a team that has shown the ability to lose outright at home here in the postseason. All the pieces are there. I don't necessarily see Porzingis having the monster first quarter like he did the other day. Probably has a decent game here. He is an X factor in the series. He does add another wrinkle to the Celtics that we really haven't seen all postseason long. The reason why I bet the Celtics at the beginning of the season to win the finals was because of the addition of not only Drew Holiday, but Porzingis. And we saw Porzingis' impact really be felt in game 1. But again, the Mavs really great in adjustments. I think they adjust today. Short, sweet, simple. Take the points with the Mavs. Think they make those adjustments. I think they'll be just fine. Kyrie has a better game as he settles in the series. This thing will be 1-1 heading back to Dallas. Mitch.
Yeah, I like the Mavs at least plus the points, if not to win outright. I'm more with the points, though. I think that I don't like the way the officiating went in game 1, and I don't expect it to get much better here for the Mavericks. So that's why I would take the points only based on that. I think the Mavericks can easily play with them and beat them. The Mavs haven't lost 2 consecutive games all playoffs long, and they've played against some pretty good teams here too. You could say, well, they haven't played the Celtics. Well, the Celtics haven't played the Mavericks either, and I think that's part of this equation as well. We saw the Celtics out to a 25-point lead, and the Mavs reeled them into 8 pretty quick too in that third quarter. I think what we see is that the Mavs, when they've lost, and I've covered the Mavs this year more than I ever have before because my co-host is a little over the top on it. That when the Mavs have lost games, it's generally they play really well for the bulk of the game, and they have maybe an 8-minute stretch where they lose a quarter, and they lose a quarter really bad, like really bad. And it's been that way in this playoffs too. And we saw it. It was the first quarter in this one. They actually had the lead. And then from the 8-minute mark on, it was all Celtics. I think the Mavericks won all the rest of the quarters in that game outside of that one. So, they could definitely play with them. I think that what we saw, Porzingis have that big game or whatever, and that's going to happen. NBA players, everyone has the ability to have. We saw White do it to the Heat. We saw, it's like everyone has the ability to do that. If you play in the NBA, there's not too many scrubs, out there. PJ had it, right? I mean, everyone's had big games. It's just these are NBA players. But at the end of the day, your stars in the tight games have to get it done. And the Celtics, Brown has shown that he is the star of this team. Tatum has shown that he's an also-ran, and Porzingis has shown that he can't finish a fucking game. And my guess is he doesn't finish this one either, and he's probably will be out for the rest of the series to give the Celtics something to cry about and an excuse, because that's all they have had in the Tatum run is excuses. And
you don't want to see Jaylen Brown getting doubled and triple teamed. It will be a disaster. He's not the best player on that team.
I love this dialogue, Jason Kidd. I see the evil genius in what you did by saying that.
If that's they see right through that. That's for the fans might eat that up, or the pundits might eat that up, but the Celtics ain't gonna eat that up. They know exactly what's going on.
Oh no, you saw Drew come out yesterday talking about he ain't really lying. Yeah.
But in the playoffs this year,
he's gonna get a 35 shot Tatum game. He's gonna hit 8 of them.
In the playoffs this year, in the games where they've needed somebody to step up,
Jaylen Brown's been that
best
guy.
Player. Brown has been the guy.
Jaylen Brown's playing the best on the Celtics, but there's a reason for that. He's open a lot of times. He's able to do certain things.
No, he made the play on defense against the Pacers because he's got more heart and more guts than that piece of shit Jason Tatum.
And he's a better defensive player.
Jason Tatum is a fucking waste, man. He's a joke. He's a fraud. He's a nothing, man. He's a non-entity.
Okay, so when he drops 35 today, someone's gonna say something. I mean,
if he drops 35, and 18 of them are with the game nip and tuck coming down to the last 4 or 5 minutes, hell yeah, man, I'm all in. But generally, when Jason Tatum drops 35, that 32 of them are when they're already up 19 to 20 points. That's his game.
Whatever. He's done it. He's done it before. He's carried the Celtics in years past. So what if he hasn't done it this year? He doesn't need to. Bottom line. This team is too deep. They're starting 5. They're all stars basically. So you have it's just a problem that the Mavericks have. Because they're facing four or 5 guys that could fill it up on their own at any given
He's
point.
like the Chris Bryant of the NBA, man. He's like the Chris Bryant of the NBA. It's like, oh, he's the rookie of the year. Oh, he's so great. He hit a ton of home runs in 8-1 games is basically what he did. And that's what Tatum does. He does a lot of stuff in games where there's no pressure on him. When the pressure's on, he's a choker, man. He's a choker.
Past, he's also carried the Celtics when they needed him to.
Game 6 of the NBA Finals in Golden State.
I don't care about that.
16 points. He cared. He cared.
I care about Game 6 in Milwaukee. Where he dropped the what was it, a 46 burger on the Bucks. I care about that. I care about when
17
he dropped
against
that
the
50
Heat
ball
last year's Eastern
against
Finals.
the Nets,
Game
the
7
Kyrie
at
led
home.
Nets. I care about that. I've seen Jason Tatum do it. I know he could do it again.
Never.
He doesn't need to
Where?
do it.
At
He
what
doesn't need to
level?
do it.
In what world?
He did do it in that game 7
I
against
just told you.
Philadelphia. He did it in that game 7 against Philadelphia.
And then what happened in the real series?
I know. I'm with you.
With the ring on the line.
Today's the day Tatum finna shoot 35 shots because
when he was up against the best players in the world.
He doesn't shoot 35 shots. He doesn't shoot 35 shots. That's what Luka does.
What happened when Steph Curry was on the other end of the court? Nothing. What happened when Jimmy was on the other end of the court? Nothing. What's going to happen when Luka's on the other end of the court?
Let's talk about Jimmy Butler for a second. Does nothing for 3 quarters, then he forces the issue and gets to the line about 10 to 15 times. That's his game. And the rest let him.
And you know what? He's never mentioned in the same sentence as the Jason Tatum, who gets mentioned in the same sentence with LeBron.
No, he
which
doesn't.
is ridiculous.
Jimmy Butler never gets mentioned with that guy, with LBJ.
With any of those guys. He's never mentioned in the discussion among the top players.
He shouldn't either.
He's a
second build player. He's a second in command player. He should have stayed.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, but Jason Tatum is seen as the guy, this great guy, whatever. He's never won shit.
Well, he's
had opportunity. He can lead you to the mountain. He just can't climb it.
This is opportunity.
It's being climbed right now.
We don't need him. We don't need him to climb that. We got everyone else. We don't need him to climb that himself.
You're going to get dunked on, man.
Roof float.
Get dunked on.
How you see game 2 shaping out?
Going back to that, I could use a 46 burger right now. My stomach's starting to get to me, but I'm gonna go with the Mavs on the money line. Not because of anything other than what we've seen for the majority of the playoffs is that the Celtics come out strong in game 1 and kind of fall short in game 2. And I think we've seen that the Mavericks, they're a team that drops game 1 and make the adjustments and come back in game 2. And that's where the value is. I mean, I'm fine taking, the points if you want, but like I said, I think this is going to be a long series, and I'm not just going to sit here and think that the Mavs are going to go down 0-2. So I'm going to take a 1-1 Mavs money line. Let's go,
Kurt.
Oh man, it was hard for me to wait my turn on this one. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard. I mean, all right, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, they have not had to play defense
Is this about me? Wait, is this comment about me? Because I've never heard Skip Bayless talk. I've never heard this guy talk. I know that he exists and I know stuff. I've never heard one show or one word that he's ever said.
Kurt, off that first statement, I completely disagree.
Luka had to guard slow-mo. Slow-mo can't hit the basket from the 3-point line. He had to guard Lou Dort. He hasn't had to guard a guy like Jaylen Brown, who they put him in the pick and roll with. He cooked him. He dunked on him. Who's Kyrie guarding? He can't guard any of these guys. Holiday's going to back him down. I mean, this is going to be a 20-point blowout.
This show's getting really boring. This is really getting boring.
It's going to be a 20-point blowout. They don't have the adjustments to make. They don't have the team to make these adjustments.
We're sending this guy to another channel, man.
The same things we heard round 1 when the Clippers won dominantly. The same things we heard when the Thunder won dominantly in game 1. Same things we heard. They don't have the adjustment. The adjustment is they have the best player in the series. Short, sweet, simple. It's that obvious.
I don't know. I really don't know.
If that's even an argument, then it's hard to take it seriously. We're talking about a guy that's leading the playoffs in damn near every stat, a guy that has 5 All-NBA first teams.
And we got
comparable.
And we got 3 people on the Mavs when the Celtics were up as much as 29. They just don't have the adjustments. Lively had 5
You're foolish and lack vision.
Lively had 5 fouls in 8 minutes. I mean, Gafford couldn't do anything. Those were the role players they needed to step up, and if they don't step up, this is done in 4.
Oh my god! Whew.
Oh, was that boring? Oh, man.
I know you can talk some Celtics love, but 4 is insane.
Wow, was that? I fell asleep. Did he say Porzingis more than twice? It's like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna look to the game. Gonna look to the quarters, and it's gonna take some watching. Of course, we're all gonna have our eyes on the game, but it's just a situation where the Mavs, they're gonna make adjustments, and we're gonna see tonight whether those adjustments come to fruition. But for the first quarter, I think the unders in play in this one. I think because you saw in game one, you saw these teams both score at a pretty tremendous clip, especially the Celtics in the last half of that first quarter. But I think you're gonna see Dallas make enough adjustments to where they slow it down, because they need to slow it down in order to keep pace with the Celtics. They can't go up and down like the Celtics did. And if the Celtics go on a run, what are they gonna do? What they did in the first game, which is slow it down and kill clock, basically.
Well, you left out the mugging with no calls whatsoever against the Celtics. I mean, zero.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. The refs are the refs, and they're gonna do what they do. It might switch up in this one. Luka might get all the calls. So
it's possible, but
on,
he did not get them in the last game.
Oh yeah, game one he didn't get it. And even in the ones that the calls that he did get, he was crying to the refs. I mean, it is what it is. That's Luka. But anyway, so in order for the Mavs to do anything, they're gonna have to slow this thing down, and I think they actually do that in the first quarter. So, this is by no means a gimme for the Celtics. I'm not that guy. I'm not a fanboy. So, you're not gonna look at me and say, this guy, picks the Celtics every game, because that doesn't happen. That said, I think the unders in play for the first quarter, and I think this is a tie ball game, or at least a tie ball game or one possession game in the first quarter. So I'm on the Mavs. First quarter.
Fair enough. I'm just gonna earn being the fanboy. I'm the fanboy that told everybody we were gonna be here. And so it's hard for me to switch up, man. It's hard. It's hard. I think the Mavs get it done, though. We'll see. Of course, we'll be back in the morning to break it all the way down. And I'm sure y'all gonna let me know in the comments if I'm right or if I'm wrong. We shall see. Anything else today? No hockey. No, that was yesterday. So that brings us to everybody's favorite part of the show. Parlay time.
How about some golf?
Parlay. Franchise player, lead us off.
All right, let's go with the Texas Rangers. Let's go with the Pittsburgh Pirates and the New York Yankees.
Mitch.
The Houston Astros, the Colorado Rockies, and the Mavericks on the money line.
Kurt.
I'm going Celtics spread, Guardians run line, Yankees money line.
Jovan.
Padres, Rockies, Pirates.
Rangers run line, Mavericks money line. True homer fashion. Hey, that's going to conclude today's show, man. We appreciate each and every one of y'all for joining us. Our bets are at Pick Dogs Premium. Make sure you check out all our video series. Mitch's covers all the first fives, first halves, and things of that nature. He also does the 7 free picks in just 5 minutes. Ruffalo does the home run video. He does half the videos every single day, along with Mitch, breaking down every single game. So y'all know Ruffalo, man. Y'all can the ball hog. Now
known, franchise player.
Now known as
Hey.
Chat GPT with the assist.
Check out Kirk, man. Check out my man Kirk. He does soccer with Goran. Does some props as well. Check out my guy Kirk. Watch his video series. And Jovan, you can catch his parlays and things of that nature on the shorts. And of course, y'all can catch my jam session every day. There's an NBA game. So Money Making Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back tomorrow. Costi will be here. Oh no, he won't. He said that on Friday. He will not be there. So no Costi on Monday. Just me, Mitch, and Roof. So we'll see y'all then. Adios, amigos. Kurt, Jovan. Fuck the Celtics.
Game 2.